Hi, I would like to welcome you to our first Parent University for this school year. This school year, we will be discussing the topics from conscious discipline. Our topic for this month is composure, being the person you want children to become. Have you ever heard a parent say, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure my child fails? Or an educator say something similar? Of course not. That's because educators and parents both have the same goal for children. That is to make sure that they are successful in the moment and in life. As a whole, we have relied on a do what I say, not what I do type of discipline for years. Well, conscious discipline empowers us with the mental shift and practical skills to be the change we want to see in the world. One of the teachings from conscious discipline is what we offer others, we strengthen within ourselves. This is an evidence-based program that helps adults stay calm enough to see misbehavior and upset as a signal to teach instead of punish. It is built on safety, connection, and problem solving. We will get into that a little later. But first, I would like to take this time to greet you with a military salute. Hello, school family. My name's Rebecca, and I am a family advocate for Geminis Head Start. I also have a friend here that would like to greet you as well.
Hello, school family. My name is Deidre, and I'm also a family advocate for Geminis Head Start, and I would like to greet you today with a thumbs up.
Here at our school, we have safekeeper and commitment statements. For many of us, a safekeeper is different from what we grew up with. In the traditional classroom, the management systems are based on control. But with conscious discipline in the classroom, the management is based on connections. We use a felt sense and collective understanding of safety as our starting point. The next step is to focus our understanding of safety into a set of school family agreements. These agreements are guiding principles each member commits to with the rest of the school family. These agreements allow us to unify and encourage responsibility. The next step is rules. Rules do not teach expected behavior. Rules hold us accountable for our behaviors. Co-creating family and school governance in this fashion shifts cultures from a power over system to a shared power that brings free will and responsibility. There are 5 components that a safekeeper must possess in order to keep the environment and our children safe. The first thing is they must be a star instead of losing it. They must become aware of triggered thoughts and events. Be able to wish children well and notice instead of judging them. Use language of safety instead of fear. And lastly, being able to see conflict as an opportunity to teach instead of punishing. As parents and educators, we have all took the oath of keeping our children safe. Now, for each meeting, we will all make a commitment to contribute to being safekeepers. Today, our commitment is, I commit to learning something new. Now, normally, we would have a safekeeper box where we would simply place a figurine inside of it to signify our commitment. But because we're doing this through video, we're just going to do body movements. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold both of your hands out in front of you like this, and you're going to push away all of your preconceptive ideas, and you're going to welcome in new ideas during this video. So if you commit to learning something new during this video, go ahead and do the body movements.
Next, I would like to talk about Brain Smart Start. Each morning, we need to help children be in an optimal learning state. I know the parents are going, what is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let us look at that word for a moment. Optimal learning environment is the most favorable, safe for children to reach their fullest potential. So it's the safest spot for them to be in so they can learn and thrive. Children can only learn when they feel physically, emotionally safe. So they have to be safe. This ideal state of learning is called an executive state. We should always teach strategy to help achieve the executive state in our children as well as us. We will talk more about the executive state a little later with Rebecca. Now let's look at infants and toddlers. Infants and toddlers must feel our calm in order to calm themselves. Now the adults is the key to this. The adults inner state co-regulate the little ones. So I'm calm, they calm. I'm upset, excited, they upset, they feels that. So it's important that we regulate ourselves because we are feeding it to our little ones. In order for our babies to calm themselves, we must breathe deeply so we can calm them. Now, it is so important that we get them started. And this school family way of uniting them together to just get their brain going, just to get them started. Let's look at this video and see how they do it. And let's actually do it with them. This is how they unite in the morning. Let's go. Go right in.
This is my school family. This is my school family. This is my school family. Now wave to a friend. Wave to a friend. Boom, boom, boom. This is my school family. This is my school family. This is my school family. Shake hands with a friend.
Shake hands with a friend.
Shake hands with a friend. Boom, boom, boom. Wave to a friend.
Wave to your friend.
Wave to a friend. Boom, boom, boom. This is my school family. This is my school family. This is my school family. Pinky hug with a friend. Pinky hug with a friend. Boom, boom, boom. Shake hands with a friend. Shake hands with a friend. Boom, boom, boom. High five with a friend. This is my school family.
Now I know after that they are engaged, they are ready to learn and ready to start their day. We're going to talk about later breathing disengaged stress and how to do that. Next, we're going to do our love ritual connected activity. Connection requires four critical elements. And the first one is eye contact. And you get down on the children's level to achieve eye contact for a brief moment. When eyes meet, it's something about it. A wireless connection is created between the two, and it downloads an inner state into one another. So eye contact is very important. And the second is present. Being in the present means your mind and your body are in the same place. I'm not thinking about something else and my body here. So your mind and your body is in the same place. Your mind is free of all chatter. You enjoy this moment. Actually look at the present. Look at how this father and son is enjoying the moment. That's what that looks like. And the third thing is touch. Touch is the only sense we cannot live without. We can't live without it. It's the only sense. The skin and the brain are made up of the same embryonic tissues. Touch creates a hormone that is essential to neural function and learning. So that's very important, touching. When you see how the mom and the little girl is touching and relating to each other, that's important. And the fourth and final element, critical element, is playfulness. Playfulness helps build bonds and it creates a biochemistry in the brain. for dopamine. Say dopamine. Dopamine says, pay attention, stay focused. Playful situations strengthen the dopamine and boost social development. So you say, well, what is dopamine? Dopamine is an important chemical messenger. Involves the way we reward kids, motivates our memory, and it also regulates body movement. Also, to develop your dopamine naturally, you need to eat right. Your almonds is good, bananas, avocado, eggs, also beans, fish and chicken. Food like that helps that. The second thing, of course, exercise. The next one is learn to meditate, sit quiet and relax and unwind. Also, massages. That helps. Listen to music. It relaxes you. It helps. And of course, take some type of supplement to help you. Now, we see it in the picture, how they did the eye contact. They're in the presence. They touch, playfulness. Now we're going to look at this video where you actually see these two little girls act out 4 critical elements that we need a part of our daily life.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay, ready? Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, what a special child you are. Big bright eyes and rosy cheeks, a talented person from
This was the I love you written.
Next, we have the power of perception. And the power of perception simply states, no one can make me angry without my permission. This reminds us that we have a choice of how to see events. Seeing a child's behavior as a call for help or a sign of disrespect will aid or derail our composure. When we choose a helpful perception, composure allows us to respond with wisdom. I came across this story online that I wanted to share with you so that we can get a better understanding of how perception works. So here it is, a teacher is teaching the 6-year-old boy how to do math. So she asks him, if I give you 1 apple and 1 apple and 1 apple, how many apples will you have? Within a few seconds, the boy replied confidently, 4. The dismayed teacher was expecting an effortless correct answer of 3. She was disappointed. Maybe the child did not listen properly, she thought. She repeated, please listen carefully. It is very simple. You will be able to do it right if you listen carefully. If I give you 1 apple and 1 apple and 1 apple, how many apples will you have? The boy had seen the disappointment on his teacher's face. He calculated on his fingers again. But within him, he was also searching for the answer that will make his teacher happy. This time, hesitantly, he responded, 4. The disappointment stayed on the teacher's face. She remembered that the boy loved strawberries, so she thought maybe he doesn't like apples and that is making him lose focus. This time, with excitement and twinkling in her eyes, she said, if I give you 1 strawberry and 1 strawberry and 1 strawberry, then how many will you have? Seeing the teacher happy, the young boy calculated on his fingers again. There was no pressure on him. It was a little on the teacher because she wanted her new approach to succeed. With a hesitating smile, the young boy replied, 3. The teacher now had a victorious smile. Her approach had worked. She wanted to congratulate herself, but one last thing still remained. Once again, she asked him, now, if I give you 1 apple and 1 apple and 1 more apple, how many will you have? Promptly, the answer was 4. The teacher was shocked. She said, tell me how, she demanded in a stern and irritated voice. In a voice that was low and hesitating, the young boy replied, "Because I already have one apple in my lunch bag." So there, that shows us that our different um, uh, our different perceptions makes us respond in different ways. Where the teacher only saw that she was giving him 3 apples, so he would only have 3 apples. But the young boy remembered that he has an apple already in his lunch bag, so if she gave me 3 more, I will actually have 4. So this is just a teaching moment to see that our perception is not the only perception. We should be able to sit down and take a look from both parts of the angle to see where each other is coming from. And also allow us to continue to hold our composure so that we can respond in a wise way, in a loving way, to get an understanding with our children. So our relationships, our healthy and secure relationships, require us to control our upsets and take back our power. For example, most of us have said, "Look what you made me do," or "Don't make me send you to the timeout." When we react with these statements, we are declaring that the situation or person is responsible for our actions. Placing others in charge of our feelings leave us feeling powerless and stressed, which puts us in an emotional state where we respond with blame or attack. Which brings us to the conscious discipline brain state model that's here on the screen. This model teaches 3 basic brain states: a survival state, an emotional state, and an executive state. The survival state is represented here in the red, which is the lower part of our brain. And when you see a child operating at that level, it looks like them hiding, fighting, surrendering, or any kind of negative physical reaction that you see them doing. And their only concern, the question is, am I safe? So at that time, we want to make sure that we come to that child to make sure that they feel safe in the environment. Next, we have the emotional state that is represented in the blue. And this looks like a child that is talking back, they're sassing, they're yelling, they have all types of verbal reactions. And their biggest concern is, am I loved? And at that time, and you see a child that's reacting in such a way with the verbal reactions and negativity, you want to make that connection with them to let them know that you are concerned about what it is they're faced with and how they're feeling. Once we make that connection with them, that brings us to our executive state that is represented here in the green. When we learn to regulate our internal state, we are able to access an executive state. This looks like learning, empathy, and problem solving. These actions seek to share our best selves. And when this happens, that's the level we want our children to come into. We want them to be at their optimal learning state, like Ms. Deidre mentioned early in the video. So once they are at that optimal learning state, the children are relaxed, they feel safe, they have made that connection with you, and now they are ready to learn. Conscious discipline empowers us to be aware of these states in children and also in ourselves, and gives us an understanding of how to respond in helpful ways.
Conscious discipline teaches on 7 different skills. And the skill that we are going to teach on for the month of October is composure, the skill of composure. It is the state of being in control. I don't care what's going on around me, I'm yet in control and not out of control. Well, sometimes that's easier said than done. But we have to remember, I'm being the person that I want my children to become. We have to remember that. Now, Rebecca stated earlier that no one can make us angry without our permission. So there's some things we have to practice. No one. And I talked about earlier that we're going to talk about disengaging stress. These techniques here is going to help us disengage stress that will come in our life so we can stay calm, cool, and relaxed. A little peace, a little serenity. Now let's look at the skill of composure. Active calming is 3-step process. So this acting calming is a 3-step process. And the first step is take 3 deep breaths. In conscious discipline, this deep breathing is often referred to as star breathing. It's referred to as star breathing. Smile, take a deep breath, and then relax. And the second one is to affirm yourself. Tell yourself, I'm safe. Keep breathing, and I can handle this. The third one and final one is wish well. By opening your heart and seeing the preciousness of the person with whom you are interacting with. And now you say, well, that's all sound good. But Deidre, I still have some buttons that get pushed. And we all have buttons getting pushed. What pushed my button may be different from yours. But maybe what Dr. Becky Bailey is saying could kind of help us to kind of get in the habit of breathing and releasing that stress. Let's take a look at what she said.
Welcome to Conscious Clips and Our Time Together. Today we're going to talk about button pushing. Now, everyone has had their buttons pushed by something. It could be children whining for some people. For others, it's children talking back. For many of us, it's traffic. One friend of mine hated it when her husband wadded up the washcloth and stuck it in the corner of the bathroom. I mean, this drove her nuts. So how do we handle the dreaded washcloths in our lives? Now, to understand this, we need to dig a little bit deeper into this. So one of the things I want you to think about is how many of you have had a brilliant moment? I mean, I'm talking, there was conflict in front of you, the kids might have been fighting, if you're a teacher, it was just a mess in the classroom. And at that moment, the right words at the right time just fell out of your mouth. You didn't know where they came from. And that conflict in front of you just went and just dissipated. When that happens, we're accessing the higher centers of our brain called the frontal lobe. This is where our consciousness is. But when we access the frontal lobes of our brain, it doesn't mean we're taking this little piece and working with it. It means we're integrated. Our whole brain is in use in this situation. Now, how many of you said, when I grow up, I'm never going to blank my children? And then how many have already blanked their children? The situation here is that when we react, when our buttons get pushed, we downshift from the higher centers of our brain into the lower centers of our brain, and we open our mouth, and out comes our mother or our father or our grandmother. Now, this is a hard space for us to be in for three reasons. First, when you get into a reactive button pushing mode, you end up, one, reacting. Two, you end up demonstrating the exact skill you're trying to eliminate in children. You'll find yourself going, I said be quiet and stop yelling. So you'll yell at them to be quiet. You'll grab things and says, you know better than to grab things from your brother. So we'll grab to try to teach them from stop grabbing. And the third thing is that later on, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, an hour, we start feeling guilty. We feel like, oh my gosh, look what I've done. I swore I'd never do that. And here's the big thing. Permissiveness always follows guilt. So once you start feeling guilty for your behavior as a parent or a teacher, then you're going to start being permissive. And what does this look like in real life? Well, it could be that you have a 6-year-old who says, I want a pair of sneakers and they cost $100. And you go, there's no way on earth you're going to get those sneakers. No way. It's too expensive. I'm not buying them. And she whines all day long and fusses all day long through dinner. About 8 o'clock at night, you've had it. And you just get so triggered that you start screaming and yelling, acting just like you swore you never would. You go to bed at night feeling guilty. You wake up the next morning and said, Mama has found the money. You're going to get those shoes, baby. And so what we do is we give in. So when we give in to children, it creates anxiety. They don't know where the limits are. So how do we go about doing this? And the beautiful thing about conscious discipline is you can take your buttons. You can take your triggers, which are wounds from your childhood. And when a child pushes them, whether as a teacher, a parent, or a colleague, or a spouse, instead of reacting, what you want to do is be a star. Take a big, deep breath. And when you do that, not only do you help the next generation avoid those wounds, you heal yourself. You can take difficult moments, start healing your own buttons from your own childhood, and significantly improve on your parenting and teaching and relationships that you have right now. When your buttons get pushed, you're going to take some deep breaths, 3 deep breaths before you open your mouth. This will desensitize the triggers from your childhood, and it will start healing those buttons. The second thing is be conscious of the trigger thoughts it generates. You're going to have a CD-ROM that gets installed, and you'll hear such thoughts in your head as, I don't have to put up with this. He's not going to treat me like this anymore. Or you might have, I work so hard, I don't know why people do this to me. You're going to have a CD-ROM playing, and you're going to overlay that CD-ROM with, I'm safe, I'm calm, I can handle this. So here's your homework. Your buttons get pushed, take a deep breath, trigger thoughts start playing, replace them with new ones. I'm safe, I'm calm, I can handle this. Until next time, I wish you well.
Now I know we all can relate to what she's saying with something pushing our buttons, but there are 4 different breathing techniques that I want to share with you. Now the one that she's been talking about is STAR, and I've been talking about STAR, but there are 3 other ones that you can use as well. And the first one I want to introduce to you is called the balloon. And you simply place your hands on top of your head, and you kind of interlock your fingers, and you're going to breathe actually through your nose. And you're going to raise your arms like you're doing an imaginary inflating a balloon. And it goes like this. Let's try it again. Interlace. One last time. And the other one is called the drain. And you're going to extend your arms like this, and you're going to pretend you are a faucet. And you're going to tighten up your arms and your shoulder and your face muscle. And you're simply going to exhale. Let's try it again. Tighten up. Exhale. And that's the drain. And the last and final one that we're going to talk about that helps you disengage stress is the pretzel. Now, pretzel you would need to stand up. And you will cross your ankles. You're going to take your right wrist and cross it with the left. And your thumbs are looking down like that. Then you're just going to bring them around and make a pretzel. And you let the pretzel relax in your chest. And here you have to make sure, I have a hard time with this sometimes, you got to make sure your shoulders is not going up. But you're going to have to breathe from your belly. You're going to have to bring it up. Again. One last time. This will help you disengage stress. Skill of composure. We want to practice to respond instead of react. When something happens, we want to respond. We don't want to react. We do that by breathe deeply. Use either the 4 strategies that I gave you. But this one, of course, is the STAR, where you smile. You're upset now, but you smile and you're getting yourself together. Remember she said put in new thoughts? Take a deep breath and relax. Think calm thoughts. Power of perception. Tell yourself, I'm safe. Keep on breathing. I can handle this. And by us doing this, how you discipline yourself is how you discipline the children. So once we have it under control, then of course our children will have it under control. Closing ritual. This has been great. We have truly enjoyed ourselves. Our commitment in the beginning was learning something new. And I'm sure you all have learned a lot that's new that will be helpful in your daily routine with your children. But one thing I want you always keep in mind, to try and stay at the executive state. The executive state, let me remind you, represent the optimal state for problem solving and learning. That's what Rebecca talked about earlier. Now, remember, parents, to take 3 deep breaths when feeling stressed, upset, nervous, angry, or whatever is going on that you feel that you're getting out of control. Before you say anything, do anything, practice taking your breath and do the different strategies that the examples that I've given you. Whichever work for you is fine. One is not better than the other. It's just what works for you. No one, remember, no one can make me angry. I'm not going to give them permission. I'm not going to give them that power. Remember that? And always be a star that shines bright. And again, continue being the person you want your child to become. This has been great. I hope you have enjoyed this as much as we have enjoyed. And I would just like to wish you well. But before we go, I want you to participate with me and Rebecca doing this goodbye song. Until next time, let's sing this goodbye song.
Healthy music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
Come on, get into it.
Goodbye Song from the award-winning CD, Brain Breaks Action Songs, Let's Move by The Learning Station.
Let's all say goodbye in a fun, silly way. It's how we end our happy day. Now stop, 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 and clap, clap, clap. Repeat after me in this goodbye rap. See you later, alligator.
See you later, alligator.
Got a truck, baby duck.
Got a truck, baby duck.
In a shape, rattlesnake.
In a shape, rattlesnake.
Out of here, reindeer.
Out of here, reindeer.
Let's all say goodbye in a fun, silly way. It's how we end our happy day. Now stop, 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 and clap, clap, clap. Repeat after me in this goodbye rap. Can't stay, Blue Jay.
Can't stay, Blue Jay.
See you soon, Raccoon.
See you soon, Raccoon.
Take care, Polar Bear.
Take care, Polar Bear.
Be sweet, Parakeet.
Be sweet, Parakeet.
Let's all say goodbye in a fun, silly way. It's how we end our happy day. Now stop, 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 and clap, clap, clap. Repeat after me in this goodbye rap. Bye-bye, butterfly.
Bye-bye, butterfly.
Blow a kiss, goldfish.
Blow a kiss, goldfish.
Give a hug, ladybug.
Give a hug, ladybug.
Hit the road, happy toad.
Hit the road, happy toad.
Let's all say goodbye in a fun, silly way. It's how we end our happy day. Now stop, 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 and clap, clap, clap. Repeat after me in this goodbye rap. Toodaloo, kangaroo.
Toodaloo, kangaroo.
After a while, crocodile.
After a while, crocodile.
Out the door, dinosaur.
Out the door, dinosaur.
That's the end, penguin.
That's the end, penguin.
Which was your favorite way to say goodbye? Was it the alligator?
We wish you all well.